swan in the window.
And as they're raised, the water escapes underneath. Well, good morning everybody.
So we're down on the banks of the Murray River.
Yeah.
And we just had a little bit of morning tea. It's absolutely packed with campers everywhere and speedboats and all sorts of craft.
It is Easter weekend.
It is
after
Easter
all.
weekend, so we're going to have a little fish near the boat ramp and see if we can pull ourselves out a Murray cod.
Yeah, good luck with that one. There's Mel down having a fish there already. So we found ourselves a little parking spot, and yeah, they're pretty rare around here at the moment.
Yeah, very busy weekend.
Yeah.
But that's why we're hiding in Finlay.
Yeah.
So come with us and enjoy.
Show us how it's done, Mel.
Oh, I'm trying hard.
So how many Murray cod have you caught today, Cole?
Oh, about that many.
Have you had any bites?
I just had a little nibble before, yeah.
Oh, wow. Or maybe
On bacon.
on bacon.
Yeah,
Just catch anything.
yeah.
I don't care if it's a carp, just catch something. The lovely hum of jet skis, motorboats. Mel's down there catching a cold. Deb's up here watching the proceedings. We managed to find a little quiet spot.
With a pump as background.
With pumping background music, yeah.
Well, good morning everybody. We're still in Finlay, and today Malcolm and Debbie are heading home. Or heading to Red Rock, I think.
No, they're going to Bathurst because Malcolm wants to drive around the Bathurst track with King of the Mountain playing on his radio while Deb films it.
Yeah, at 60 kilometres an hour or whatever the speed limit is there.
43.
Yeah, I've driven it years ago in an old Prado, and
It was
and
scary.
it's actually a scary sort of a drive because
Yeah.
those corners are really tight, and you wonder how on earth do they get those race cars round there at that speed.
The race cars are made to go around there at that speed.
I
Cole.
suppose so, not in an
Not
old,
an old Prado.
No, not Prado that we had.
It's boo-hoo time.
After a couple of really special weeks with Mel and Deb in the Victorian High Country, it was time for them to leave.
Thank you so much for your...
See you at Ian's at Christmas time.
You will.
See you, Deb.
See you, Cole.
See you, Mel. Yeah.
Hey, don't get too excited because we've left and have a party or anything.
Thank you, Carl.
See you, Deb.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Oh, thanks
We
for
didn't get
coming
to
with
do
us. That
lots
was
of
really
painting,
good.
but we got a bit.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did. We
Yeah, that was
time.
awesome.
So keep watching the videos.
Thanks
Oh,
for
we
teaching
will.
me how to four-wheel drive.
Thanks for
Even
scaring the
though I
pants off
wasn't
me.
Anyway, we're on our own now,
Yeah.
so we're going to head off tomorrow morning to,
Deniliquin.
because I can't say it properly, to Deniliquin.
That's it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got
you
it.
got it, yeah.
And we're going to spend a few days in Deniliquin and boat and just
Yeah,
get used to being on our own again.
we've been bunkering down in Finlay just to
Getting
get away
over
from
Easter.
the Easter crowds. Yeah.
So come with us.
Yeah.
We
and,
will,
see where we get up to next.
yeah, it's going to be unusual travelling on our own after 6 weeks of having company.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody.
Good
well,
morning.
today we move over to Deniliquin. I said it.
Yeah.
It's only taken me a week to learn how to say it properly. Sorry, Deniliquin. We're going over to vote. It's only a 46-minute drive, so
Yeah.
it's going to be really cruisy. And the good thing about it, Cole, there's no windy roads that go like that.
Yeah. Nice and flat.
Yes. travelling along the Riverina Highway, and on the left to us is the Mulwala Canal, which is a canal that runs for kilometres and carries water to all of the farms in the local district. It carries the water around the Riverina area and gives the water for all the farming. Well, we finally arrived at Deniliquin and found the McLean Caravan Park. Very nice park. And we're just going for a river walk into town to the information centre to find out what there is to see and do around this great place. But we're walking along the banks of the Edward River. We can walk along the banks to town from the caravan park. And we're just reading the signs about introduced fishes. And I don't think any fish are going to survive as long as the carp and the tilapia are in the water, because they just love this environment. So might do some fishing, but I think if I catch anything that's not native, I'll ditch it. Anything that is native can go straight back in the river. Not good enough.
So we're at the Deniliquin Information Centre. They've got a little bit of historical stuff, and they've got this old sheep shed which is just like it was just shut yesterday.
Yeah. It's got wood on the top and sacking. So it wasn't wood at all on the roof of the barn, it was thatched. And that's a really, like, just whatever they got on the farm, I guess. Number 7 Service Flying Training School. Oh, I see they had all these buildings here.
So they have this little museum dedicated to our airmen and the flying school in the Deniliquin area during the World War II.
We're in Deniliquin and we're going through the number 7 training, flying training school, which was a training school during the war. And I'm just reading a story, an article here, that the WAF's women arrived at number 7 Service Flying Training School in August 1944, fully trained mechanics to work on the planes. But of course the men wouldn't let them do that, and the women got fed up and they went down to the headquarters and said, well, if you're not going to let us do what we're trained to do, we're going to get a discharge and we're going to go off and work on the war effort somewhere else. So anyway, shortly after that, the men were shipped out abroad, and the CEO, or whoever he's called, had to put a cap in hand and go down and ask the ladies could they come and service all the planes, which they did admirably. And I'll just read this last little bit here. From then on, we were treated on the same basis as the men, except, of course, we got less pay.
What a beautiful tribute to our fabulous service men and women who help keep our country safe. Yeah, so Deniliquin is the home of the Deni Ute Muster. where they get all the utes together and have a big party amongst all the ute owners. So they actually achieved a Guinness World Record of over 2,000 utes all collected in the one spot in the town of Deniliquin. At the information centre we found out about a local attraction called the Depot. So the next morning that's where we were heading.
Hi everyone.
Today we're at the Depot.
Looking at old cars and things, and we've just found the DeLorean. Yay! It's pretty wrapped.
So we'll show you around.
Come with us and enjoy.
So this is the very first thing you see as you walk in the door. Yes, they have a DeLorean. Yeah, Rose has already found a favourite car.
Already drooling. Look at this. My car, that is beautiful. It's a Cadillac. I just found my new car. I think I just found my new love affair. Isn't it just great? I'm not going to want to leave this place today.
Yeah, Thunderbird?
Thunderbird. The penguin. I need a rest. I'm getting so flustered with all these cars. They're just wonderful. Pretty old Falcon, huh? There you go. Oh, this is when cars were real cars. They had column shifts and they had bench seats so you could sit right next to your boyfriend.
Yeah, we know all about that.
Yeah. One of the original Holden colours, isn't it?
Yeah. Looks very much like an FC ute. There's an FC there. And have a look at the headlights. The little tail lights are different, so that one was actually made in England.
Brown Mustangs.
But it's a Mustang, lovey.
I know, but I could most probably get one and make it a pretty pink colour.
Yeah.
Or purple. Purple Mustang.
Yeah, you wonder how on earth the suspension ever held up those sort of bull bars they put on these things.
This is very cool, though.
Yeah.
Towing the caravan with the quintessential swan in the window. I must buy one for our caravan.
Yeah.
That was so basic, eh?
Yeah, I think I remember going to school in something like that.
Really? That's the first time I've ever seen anything like that, other than on the movies.
Yeah, right.
When I was young, I worked for my godfather in his Golden Police garage. And this is bringing back some memories. We used to wear a cap like that, but it was in yellow or gold. And our that's the man's uniform, but our uniform was the dark blue in the tie, shorts, and a yellow top with the
Golden Fleece sign.
Golden Fleece sign on it, yeah. And we wore it very proudly. And white long boots that came up to here. We were very sexy petrol attendants, I can tell you. Do you want your car filled? You want your tyres checked and your oil checked? You do? Okay. It's got bunk beds on that end, a double bed on that end. Check out the windows. They're like, how do they not break? That is so cool.
An old icebox fridge too.
It's got fly screening and everything. Oh.
And a hand pump.
That is so modern.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautifully done. It's been beautifully done.
Yeah, upstairs they've got a whole collection of old kitchenware and laundry stuff, including a Breville washing machine. I guess you move that handle up and down to make it work. If you're anywhere near Deniliquin, the depot is a must-do. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everybody.
We've come for a drive out to the Lawson Siphons.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of an engineering marvel, built in the 30s to the 50s, and it's part of this big long canal system that runs for, I think it's
Mulwala Canal.
Mulwala Canal runs for about 200 kilometres.
Yeah, it's massive.
Yeah, and the country around here is really low and flat everywhere, and this canal system just runs for miles. But occasionally it's even got to cross a creek. Or a river. So there's the Edwards River just over here, I'll show you that. And we're standing above where the water's flowing. So that gap in the trees there, it's all been, I suppose it's all been dug up and ditched out, and then they've constructed big pipes. And down about there somewhere is the actual Edward River. And way, way, way in the distance, in that little light spot there, is the other end of the siphon. Yes.
It goes along here and then goes underground, under the creek, and back up on the other side. Yeah. Pretty darn amazing.
Oh, yeah.
For the 30s to 50s, that's, you know, we were just reading the commemorative plaque here, and quite a few people lost their lives.
Yeah, there's this plaque here that commemorates that. The 4 people that lost their lives.
So, you know, sometimes those occupational
workplace health and safety regulations are there for a reason. Yeah. The canal's, the top of the water is actually above the natural ground level here. So it flows along, and here's yet another one of these siphons. Let's have a quick look at this. That's one end of it. So this is where it flows in, goes underground where we're standing. Under this, is it Aldo's Creek?
Aldo's Creek.
Aldo's Creek. See, there's a bridge just there too. And over there,
there's the other part.
Yeah, we can see where the canal actually continues on. So it actually goes underneath the actual creek. It's just down there. Yeah, so you can see how the water level there is actually higher than the surrounding ground. Yeah, so that's where we just were, over there. And this is the other end of this bit of the siphon.
Water for their irrigation.
So we're actually out here at Stephen's Weir. It provides water for this, for the town.
Just roses everywhere. It's just lovely. They're so lucky to have the climate to grow the roses they do. I'll give you some history about the Stephen's Weir. Completed in 1935, this weir regulates the natural flow of the Edward River to provide a pool level suitable for diversion via Collagen Creek and Wakul Main Canal to the Tulaluk irrigation area. These lands served by 650 kilometres of supply channels and comprise of 350 farms with a total area of 210,000 hectares. There you go. That's your geography lesson for the day.
There you go. So we found a nice little spot to come and have a cup of coffee and then and maybe do a fish. And I'm going to do a painting. We'll see how we go. We're at the side of the Deni Ute Muster. So this is where you bring your utility, V8s and whatever you've got, all those ones decked out. We saw a couple of those in that museum. And yeah, they get out here and they do circle work and they do all sorts of things. There's music playing and it sounds like it'll be an awesome event, but unfortunately it's in October. And it's
They even
near
have V8 lawn mowing racing,
Yeah.
which I'd like to see.
But lots of cool bands last year. They had John Williamson, just reading a few of them off their sign there, Amy Shark, Kip Moore, and a whole stack of others. So yeah, if you
So
get
if
a
you're
chance.
keen and you want to come out to the Ute Muster, October the 4th and the 5th it's on.
That was last year,
Yeah,
so
it's
it'll
on
be
the same weekend every
in
year.
October this 25.
So you can look it up on the deniutemuster.com.au.
There you go. Well, we're in Deniliquin and we're just taking a bit of a walk along the series of little lagoons called Wurpernakatar, according to that sign
Well,
over
we're
there.
at the Wurpernakatar one. I don't think that's right. Indigenous people will be able to tell us how to say it.
Yeah,
But it means fishing place.
yeah.
And they've got a series of little lakes here that you can actually fish in. And
It's catch and release only.
catch and release only.
But
yeah.
and if you're using whatever bait or the lures, you
Lures.
just cast them off these little decks like this one here. And these decks were actually built by high school kids
Yeah.
just recently, and it's just a good little place for fishing and that sort of thing.
Yeah, there's a sharing circle up here. It's
Yeah.
quite a nice little place actually.
Yeah.
There is something I did note on the board when we were reading about fishing. It said to use lures or yabbies or whatever, but it also had cheese. So Aussie Osborne in his show goes fishing and he says, "Fish like cheese." Well, there you go. He
Some
was
fish like
100% correct.
See any fish?
Nope. There's ones that are like that big.
Yeah. Then across the road down to the next one. We're in a bird hide.
And there's actually birds, Cole.
Is there?
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
There's one sitting on the log there,
You can see one.
and there's some swimming up there, some duckies. Oh, that's better than the other one we walked 6 kilometres into and there was no birds anywhere.
At Woodgate.
Yeah, they were hiding really well that day. This
Yeah.
guy's not hiding very well.
It's a little native water rat.
So we started We walked down to there,
Yeah,
and we've just walked all the way up, and we're up here now.
yeah. So that's the last of the 5 lagoons scattered all along 5 blocks of the town, right in the middle of town. It's really something to see.
It is. It's really worth the walk.
Yeah.
It was cool seeing the native water rats.
Yeah.
We saw 2.
Yeah.
They don't seem to worry about the people at all, so obviously they're allowed to be there. Yeah, they got, they're sort of dark and brown, and they have a long tail with a really long white tip.
Tip on the end of it,
And
yeah.
that's how you know they're the native ones.
Hmm.
Yeah. All these little duckies coming out over here.
Yeah, who needs a bird hide? You can just sit here on this seat.
Yeah, and look, there's a whole heap just here coming out of their little hides.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the bird hide just there.
Yeah. Well, that was the lagoon walk. How
Yeah.
fantastic was that?
Yeah,
So if you come to Deniliquin, come and
That's-
do the 5 lagoons walk.
yeah, it's well worth it. It's really pretty. And on that note, we'll close this video off here. So thanks for watching. Remember to do the whole like and subscribe thing.
And comment if you like.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you in the next one.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Nanny Rose is going to go and drive through Nolan's. Bananas!